Nigeria's return to democratic rule in 1999 was not attained on a silver platter. Many Democrats and progressives endured piercing jackboots of despotic military juntas to the detriment of their lives and that of their family. The military dubiously hinged its incursion into politics on a duty to reserve what it termed the corrupt antics of civilians, but it pathetically ended up like a physician who left an ailment worse than he met it. It exhibited intense anti-democratic acts. The dark days of the military in the country's political space was challenged by the finest of Nigeria's heroes who gave their all for a better Nigeria. They ranged from lawyers, journalists, politicians, labor leaders, activists to academicians, among others. The despots dangled three dangerous options before the enigmatic heroes for daring to seek a better deal for the country. They were to choose from exile, prison, or grave. While some lost their lives to the struggle for a new Nigeria, many others are alive to tell tales of the excruciating moments. In order to create a better society where the voices of the youth will be heard, on Saturday, June 12, 2021, Nigeria's Democracy Day, a group, the Eco Youth, organized a symposium in commemoration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's second-year anniversary as Governor of Lagos State, with the theme, Nigeria's Democracy, Youth on Call. The event was held at the Eco FM Multipurpose Hall at Agidingbi, Ikeja, Lagos. In attendance were human rights defender, National Democratic Coalition chieftain, Chief Opadokun, Special Advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Youth, Comrade Saheed Afonja, Chief Press Secretary to the Lagos State Governor, Boyega Koshile, Barrister Moyo Ogunlewe, among other distinguished guests. The discussants at the symposium were Mr. Yusuf Temilola Nuruddin, the founder and CEO Dynamic Impact, Gbemisola Osadua, Mr. Dayo Israel, and Barrister Moyo Ogunlewe. The event commenced with a recitation of the national anthem, after which the SSA to the Governor on Youth, Comrade Saheed Afonja, delivered the opening remarks. In his remarks, he said the opinion of youth in the state counts and urged all youth to continue to play their own part towards the growth of Lagos State and the country at large.
From time immemorial, the youth of a nation is like a ladder that helps to raise the nation high. They have major strengths of a state and the country at large. Therefore, the importance of youth in democracy can't be undermined but entrenched. In no doubt, this present administration led by the youthful governor with stupendous project to Excellency Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has not for one sidelined the youth in his administration as he ensures that youth opinion counts in the governance of Lagos State. Can we please give the governor a round of applause? It is worthy to recall and appreciate our national leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu Ijegabambogu, who laid the foundation and template for youth to participate and excel in all spheres of government during his tenure as the governor and to date. We will be forever grateful to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A big round of applause for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The team's agenda of the governor, which is a driving force for a greater Lagos of our dream, embrace youth involvement in all spheres. Also, the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Honorable Segun Daudu, ensures that all hands are on deck in order not to only accommodate youth, but also help to increase their standard of living through various activities. His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu at all times reiterates his commitment towards youth development in the state. However, governance is a collective exercise. We should continue to play our part by getting involved in leadership. Constructive criticism, support, and leadership. We must understand that no nation strengthens our democracy without patriotic citizens, innovative youth, dutiful leaders, and a peace-loving population.
After his remarks, a short documentary on June 12 was shown to all. This was immediately followed by the keynote address delivered by Chief Opadokun, who urged all to observe a minute's silence in honor of those who lost their lives, one way or the other, during the June 12 struggle. Chief Opadokun noted that so far, Nigeria is yet to become a democratic state because the influence of the military still holds sway in Nigeria today.
When you guys talk about democracy, I'm amused that I've not seen anything democratic in what you are doing. Yes, there's a civilian government, but no democratic government yet in Nigeria. The military toga is in control and they are still totally dominating the environment. They put most of you there. Their surrogates, their lieutenants, their supporters, their loyalists, their acolytes are still in control. They use it through so many means. And what's democratic? What have they done to democratize Nigeria? What have they done to make democracy popular? That's why I'm amazed. With the crave you people have for election, how many elections have you conducted since 1999? What are those elections, what have they brought on you to the tenacity of Nigerian people? The level of poverty, misery, and deprivation in Nigeria today is unbelievable, too high, that we are called the center capital of poverty in the whole world.
In the remarks of the Chief Press Secretary to the Lagos State Governor, Gboyega Koshile, he spoke on the achievements of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State and how the governor has continued to actively involve the youth in his administration.
He would have loved to be here, but he couldn't because of other state matters to ensure that all of us are kept safe. But like Baba said rightly, that Mr. Sanwo-Olu is one very uncommon leader. Very uncommon. And one of the things that you find out in leaders is that once they become either governors or senators or presidents, they become inaccessible. But here is a governor. I'm sure if he walks into this place today, anybody who wants to take selfie with him, he will allow. In fact, he will tell the aides, please allow them. He will collect your phone and he will take the selfie with you. He has done that seamlessly everywhere. But you know, the security people will still have to do their job, especially these days of slapping a president. I mean, that's to, you know, so they still have to do their job. But this is Lagos. Nobody will slap anybody, I can guarantee you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bring good tidings from Mr. Governor. The man who is excellent in all ramifications, the man whose excellency, you know, really fits, but he decided that he doesn't want to be referred to as His Excellency, that it is only God Almighty that is excellent. So I think he deserves a round of applause. Now, this is a man who, when he was campaigning to become governor, a lot of people have forgotten this. I was with him from day one up to the day he completed, and up to the day he was inaugurated. And being his media, you know, assistant, I knew everything he said. Okay, this is a man who kept saying that they will continue from where his predecessor stopped, and that's exactly what he has done. Look around you. Every project you have in Lagos, in fact, in the next 2 years, you will not have abandoned projects in Lagos. Amen?
Swiftly afterwards, the discussants shared their different views on the call for the active involvement of the youth in Nigeria's politics. They all spoke about how the involvement of young minds can change the political landscape of Nigeria for good.
Baba spoke to us from the depth of his heart. He's taking us from the past to where we are today. But one thing that I took away from what he has said is that we should take the space. We should fill in the gap and take responsibility. And that's what, Gbemi has also added. The reality is that we have left the control of our lives for too long in the hands of those that may not have our interest. And what am I talking about? The reality is that, from what Baba was saying, is that we have a duty. He said we have seen in the governor somebody we can look like, somebody we can aspire to be, someone that we can drive to become. But the reality also is that we can look at people like Baba as well, and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Nelson Mandela, and see people who stood up in their generation to fill in the gap and take the space. Because like BSC will say, power is not served a la carte. Nobody will give you an opportunity upon a platter of gold. You have to seize the opportunity.
It is not just enough for us to sit down as young people, as armchair critics, just like the lesson we are taking from what Baba has shared with us today. The challenge is for us to come out as devoted and committed collaborators. Just like my honorable here is taking action already, being an aspirant in the upcoming election. It's not just enough for us to fold our hands and say, oh, it is them, then this is us. We should take action. However, that is not to say I'm insensitive to some of the challenges that we face as young people, because as a young person myself, I know those realities. So since this is a dialogue, I'm not just saying this is what the youth can do, but I'm also saying, because I know we have some of our elders in this auditorium today, to also please encourage and create the enabling environment for young people to thrive.
For us to be taken serious, because we're a generation of people that has been misrepresented. A lot of stories have been told about us. And we have not been given the opportunity to sit at that table to tell our own stories. So it is now upon us to change the narrative. Now, when you say politics about participation, nobody is going to come into your bedroom to tell you to come and get involved. You need to, at first, step out of your room, look at the right people to connect with, then you take it on from there. Now, there are opportunities that are given to young people, particularly in Lagos State, that have not been properly channeled in the right direction. Part of it is that I think there is a National Youth Council of Nigeria, there is a Lagos chapter. Now, what I think this group, Lagos Youth Parliament and so on and so forth, what I think we need to start doing is that we do not need to be an appendage of a politician. What we need to do is to begin to come up with evidence-based policies that will tell the people our yearnings and aspirations as young people.
They say politics very dirty, but guess what? You cannot sit there and then they tell you it's dirty. There's nothing dirty in it. Get involved. Yes, it's going to be difficult to get involved and make sure that your position is heard. So for me, 2015, 2019, that happened, and then here I am today. I'm the candidate of the whole Progressive Congress at the Social Federal Government. So what I'm saying is, you have to be consistent as a young man. You have to be very, very consistent. And let me also say it again, when you are getting involved in politics, if you are a member of a student union, please, just put that aside and come and learn the game. Thank you and God bless you.
BOS and Biscan TV crew, in an interview with some of the participants at the event, praised Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration for carrying the youth along, with about 40% of his cabinet members as youth. They also spoke on how democracy has evolved over the years, stating that it is a gradual process before we can get to the promised land.
The democratic foundation, if as you are laying the foundation, some people are destroying it. So it is not as if it is not a linear process whereby you go from here to that place. It's a dialectical process whereby you move 2 steps and you are sent back 3 steps. The problems that Nigeria is having now in terms of insecurity and so on is moving us so many steps backwards. If you don't do the needful, after some time, this democracy cannot handle insecurity.
We are not yet there, no doubt about that, but we're gradually getting there. It wasn't the way we were in 1999 that we are today. There's a lot of changes now. We can see that in 2015, another government took over, another party took over from the party that was there then. So it shows that we can revolve, we can change governance, we can determine who leads us through the ballot and not through the bullets.
To me, I believe the youth are involved, and youth involvement at times depends on the kind of leaders you are having, you understand? I mean the person in charge. It depends on how that person is able to value or understand the value of youth. Even for the fact that the youth are clamoring for more involvement, more engagement, we have some leaders who don't really understand the value of youth. So for those who understand the value of youth, absolutely they are doing that. They are engaging us, and there are lots of youth, who have been involved in the decision making, the governance, and leadership. We have so many of them in Lagos. Understand? I understand Lagos, and we have so many of them in Lagos. They all started from Ashwaju, down to the governor, and even at the cabinet, we have young people who are involved. We have young people who are GM, who are general managers of parastatals. We have many of we, the SSAs, are young people. So here in Lagos, we're actually actively involved.
From BISCON Communications, it's Happy Democracy Day to all Nigerians.